Oh yeah, it's us, and it's RPN time, and
It is. It's hardcore. It's Ryan, it's D, and we're still raving from last week.
it's hardcore.
Yeah, and we'll just kick straight into this. Wow, someone's been a little boring.
What?
Yes, my standard liege. Someone's seen all sorts of wild ideas pop off and thought, I'll take the boring one. The regular, please. The brown. What is this? Picking on me for not being crazy enough? That's the least of my concerns.
I like 4.
No need to be defensive. The regularity, the regularity, the brownness, the cut and dry have their appeal. A very standard appeal. I like standards.
Looks like a.
Well,
Look,
look.
I'm just trying to do my job, damn it.
No need for extravagance. Of course you do. Let's get right to it. My lord's copper type is regular cop. I'll let everyone know.
Sorry.
Don't die. I'll send out a telefax. Wait. This'll be my Copo type now? Yes, the type of cop you are, sire. Think of it as a caste, a class even, a nation of regular law officials that you belong to. It comes, of course, with the usual benefits.
So we'll have like a better authority and stuff like that, and we won't be as joke. But
Yeah.
we won't have the outside of the box thinking and ludicrous.
Well, no, yeah, but I mean, I don't know, how much fort cabinet do we have? Let's have a look. We still got 3 slots that we could think about. We've got 6 fort cabinet slots left.
And there's 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. 20,
Oh,
22.
there's more than you would ever dream of.
That's a lot of fort cabinet shit.
Yeah, of course, we're not going to get all of them. Some of them are exclusive to others. Like Hobocop and having a home are 2 mutually exclusive forts. You can only have one, not the other.
It's like Ace High, Ace Low. That's an obvious one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like, I think Cop of the Apocalypse and Sorry Cop and all that shit are all like different bits. So it wouldn't be all of them. I mean, especially with some that would be considering like rigorous self-critique and maybe, well, magnesium-based life form is a joke.
Yeah. It depends on what kind of. See, we've got 4 and 4. We've got 3, 4, 4, 2. So we put attributes in to help the 4 and 4, or we try and compensate with the 2.
Yeah, which is what we've ended up doing with Motrix, pretty much. In fact, maybe something like Fairweather T500, we lose that save while fair for a bit, but we could probably then end up getting a permanent increase to the base of Motrix, which would be very important.
The name of the one I like at the moment is the volumetric shit compressor.
Well, that's the one we've already got. Remember, everything in here is like...
Because it does all endurance as a blanket.
Yeah. Based on that, I think we should opt in.
Okay.
At the end of the day, we never need to put the fort in, so... Fort gained, regular law official. Done and done. No actual communiques will be sent, of course. That would be too dramatic.
I take it the other one would be Outlaw or something.
So we'd lose 2 inland empire, which we've got really plenty of. And we'd gain something. Oh god, what's the problem? Okay, so it looks like you've got a bit of the normal in you. A touch of the regular. 4 grams of Johnny Normal Cop. Who would have thunk it? You, the extremist of all the cops. You said some pretty boring things back there, and now you have 2 choices. You can leave it behind and forget about it, or you can try and utilize your normalcy. Internalize it. Get a touch of vanilla back into the herring-flavored egg and licorice ice cream of your mind.
Okay.
Sure. So anyway, what were we doing? Oh yeah, we had tasks, didn't we? So help the ravers start a nightclub.
It's go to the church and see what's going on, because we have a funny feeling that the things are in there. The guys that we were meant to find the husband. So we need to get access to the church. We need to.
We need to go back and report in the dead body. We still need to take the bird to Gar, because at the end of last week's episode, we were supposed to be heading back to the center anyway, and then this was just here. But since we're still here, we might as well work on what we can.
Yeah, go here and then work our way.
Just do the church, walk back.
At some point, we need to go and see Fatty McFat and give him the letter.
Oh, that's an extreme thing. I mean, honestly, he can wait.
Yeah.
And we never need to see Kuno. So apparently one of the tasks is just to try and speak to Egghead again.
Okay.
Let's say nothing. Let's still say nothing. Okay, let's still say nothing.
Internally coherent.
Still say nothing.
All core. All right. Yeah.
Let's still say nothing. He furrows his brows, his very large head traces his blind, invisible movement of the music in the very real air of this stuffy tent.
Hardcore. Ah.
So hardcore.
Yeah, it's got to be, hasn't it?
Is it though?
Motherfucker has just went and... It is!
What is it? I mean, really.
He tilts his head to the other side like an owl. Feels like you should reply with the very pinnacle of idiocy here, so that things get really totally transcendent. But you haven't gotten there yet, so you don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say exactly.
Under the radar. Over the top.
Under the radar, over the top.
Right. So... I cannot believe it. I thought just ignoring him until he went crazy hardcore and I'd say it back would do it, but the fact that he turned it back on us...
Yep.
Is it really? Yes.
Hi, Kim.
Oh yeah, Kim's outside.
Yeah.
I know we didn't really do much other than internalize a 4, but I think it's worth saving.
Yeah.
So.
That's a lot for Harry.
Well, yeah. So if we head back now, we got the key off Noid after stabbing ourselves in the eye with it.
Well, Noid stabbed us in the eye because he threw it and we fucked up
Oh
the catch.
yeah, we fumbled the catch. So we can open the padlock with the key. The lock turns easily. You can hear a click as the shackle pops open. Let go. The lieutenant nods at you. So we pull on the doors, and a great whoosh of air rushes into the dark and into the church as though rushing to fill a great vacuum. I wish there was a pipe organ in there, so as he opened the doors, it just would have went... Grrr.
Adam's Family style.
Yeah, in the heart of the city. Well, that's
Broken
something.
mirror.
And oh, there's us. A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run.
In a church, be nice.
Yes. More of the forked lightning pattern you saw outside. Bark beetles? No, it looks intentional. Some long forgotten style.
Hardcore style.
Hardcore! This grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. Feels like it's trying to become one with the church. There's so much stuff to explore, and we're getting 10 cents every time we explore a green orb.
Yeah, because we've got the thingy.
Yeah. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. There's shoes up there.
Yep.
The bowl is filled with water. A live
Police.
wire runs directly into it.
Police and rail too.
Oh, perception. Hearing. The silence in this part of the church is almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were just to stand in the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Have you ever actually had that? It's freaking weird.
No, I've never hit that sort of meditative stillness.
No, there was actually and in the art gallery.
Oh, you mean the silent room?
The silent spot. Fucking strange. It's acoustics cancel it out, so you take one step into it, and you can't hear anything around you.
Oh,
Nothing.
freaky.
And then you take one step to the right, and it goes back to normal. In that one acoustical point, all noise is cancelled.
Oh, must resist. You mentioned that, but in my head, all I was thinking of was the time warp.
Yes, through the time. The weird bit is when you're talking to someone and you hit that spot, person like 5 feet away from you can't hear them.
Oh. Okay, so we've stepped in this spot and everything's gone quiet, as you can hear. You can hardly hear your own breathing.
Stop your feet and clap your hands.
You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total, somehow.
Yell as loud as you can.
Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers. Turn to Kim. What's happening? The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer. Can you hear anything? Not really, but it's extraordinary. I've never experienced anything like this.
Yep.
I wonder why the church was built with such strange acoustics. This would be a perfect place to rave because no one would hear it.
No, you just have a silent wave, don't you? Silent wave.
Yeah.
Bitches.
His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is. Whatever it is, it's definitely real. Something odd is happening around us.
Yeah.
The lieutenant doesn't reply, but you can sense him tense up next to you. Well, let's look up. Oh, the orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
Well, it's evens.
We can't really get out of the conversation, so...
Woo!
Yay. It's nice to have a successful roll. Oh, how far are you zooming out? Game, no, bring us back.
Oh. Nope.
Perception sight. It's like something is moving up there. A shadow has emerged from the tower and is making its way towards you through all the other shadows. Blink.
Might be. Yeah.
Yeah.
It.
Oh god. You see something hanging from the rafters looking straight at you with dark eyes.
Oh. Yeah, you can see him there.
Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
Oh. Indeed.
Hello? The shadow is... a man? But a man made of the same stuff as the carpentry of the building. He is studying you intently.
This is the police. Show yourself.
The man leans forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
I bet your alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes.
I was not expecting that face.
Habitual alcohol has made you into scared little pussy Holmes.
He was speaking it.
Don't worry, everything's going to be alright. You've come to the right place.
The right place for what?
Yeah, precisely.
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when
Okay.
you're ready, she will
Here,
take
receive
your hand
mother's
and
love.
lift you out of the
She'll
despair
take your
to bottom
hand
of
and
the
lift you up.
bottle.
This man is
Okay.
obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
Yes, Kim. Yes, we do. I'm put off by this religious stuff too, he thinks, and maybe the ceiling climbing too. It's all very hard to square with the lieutenant's own view of reality. Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already. Sheesh.
Oh, at least let me know sure it's been nice.
Yeah, I guess I have a bit of a problem, and it's been getting out of hand lately, but...
One.
Estás crudo, eh? I see deep inside you. Your body and spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence, and you don't even know it.
Great, more patronizing, so original. No, that's not it. I'm actually here on behalf of some young people looking to establish a nightclub.
Yep.
I know it's hard to admit that you have a problem. I was like you once. Couldn't take an honest look at the damage Elvina was doing to my mind and my spirit.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
Look at these crazies. What is this shit? Hmm.
5.
5? Okay. That's all well and good, but we need to talk about the unlicensed occupation of ecclesiastatic property.
The only thing we need to talk about is how the mother can really help you, Holmes.
His voice echoes in the cold air of the church.
This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all in. This Mother of Silence sounds like a serious player. You might want to be careful until you find out what you're dealing with. Do you know who the other spooker is? Point at the strange machines around you. Or, or do we ask the obvious, did you just climb down from the church tower?
Say 3.
Other spooker. Oh, ese veído es Diosa. He laughs. Dunno, Holmes. Right, wait, so there is another person living in the church, and it's a viejita?
Hmm.
No, I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. He scratches his head. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear. Holmes. He didn't say Holmes.
Homie.
And you don't know where she is? But I feel it's a
homie.
bit important if he keeps talking about this second person we don't know what she is and where she's going.
Homie. And you don't know where she is?
That's what I said, Holmes. Well, how can you not know that when you all both live here, Holmes? Don't really follow her comings and goings, just see her typing on a computer now and then. We've got different interests. So you've got nothing else to tell me? How she looks, what she does, who is she? I'm afraid not, I say. Just have to wait until she comes back, or... He shrugs. Or search through her radio computer, says reaction speed. I like how reaction speed is pictured, by the way, of a shaking head so quickly.
Yeah, that's just blurry.
Yeah. Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub. We're not letting that subject drop. The ones in the tent outside, right? I've seen them. I think they're scared of me. Wait, do they have reason to be scared? Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore anyway. Anymore? So what do you
do you
think?
think about the nightclub?
Yeah.
Ask him his thoughts.
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go. Might even be nice to have some company. He said that in spite of himself. He's more attached to the human than he'd like to think. So, did you just climb down from the church tower? Sure did, Holmes. Are you human? You weren't moving like a human. He chuckles. I am, at least in part, Holmes, until the mother's love burns away the crude distinctions of my body. Hey, are you a boyadero?
Yes.
A boyadero? No, Holmes. I don't go in for that kind of thing. It's all about surrendering to the mother now. I like that. Well, at least you're human. That's a relief. He grins. Glad you're feeling more comfortable. First timers are always nervous. I don't really want to ask him about illegal things. I mean, if he wants to be like the hunchback of
Not today.
Revachol, then
Yeah.
so be it.
I have other questions then.
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there, a way out into nothingness. He nods towards the ceiling. The church was built around it for purposes of veneration. I circle it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
What are these signs you keep talking about?
That's no simple question, essay. She is one who can't be painted or sculpted. She is a cavity, in the dark, beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will. What will happen once
if you drink from the
perforation? I will be incinerated, but not destroyed, finally at one with the state of the world before reality began. You sure you didn't just switch one drug for another? It's not like an oh man, it's just faith and joyful service. Too gleeful, those words. He's lying, not to you, to his very own self.
No judging.
Not judging, I got drug problems myself. I can see, and it saddens me, but devotion can save you. It saved me. Maybe I'm just being insensitive. It's the sorry cop answer.
Yeah, let's try sauerkraut. Why not?
No worries, man. I know this shit takes time. How did you even find this place? This church? Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realised what the true purpose of the church was. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now. Why? It didn't belong to me. Because the last question of the day is that we still don't understand what he's doing in the church.
Mm.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory. It doesn't really make sense for you to sing if she's the mother of silence.
Actually, that's agree. I agree with you on that one. 2.
He laughs. I don't mean literal singing, Holmes. This is the mother of silence we're talking about. It's the singing of a burning heart. You may be thinking, but fire cackles. No, Holmes, that's the material of what's burning. The flames themselves are without sound.
Mm.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Right, we got a new question 1. You've been here a long time. Do you know why the church was abandoned? Police raid a while back, he responds, his voice suddenly flat. Did you witness it? Not really, or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything. So
Okay.
he's a born again religion person. Well, we said hello to him. He'll still be there on that banister. We can now run in the church a little bit and
Well,
ta! Scarf? Oh, an increase in pain threshold. Okay.
okay.
Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. A figure drawn in frost on the window depicting a deer. Bambi!
Yesterday I saw a deer.
A cracked pane of glass. Colourful.
Tomorrow I'll tell you about the time I saw a deer again.
Yeah. A spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. Time to get the shoes.
And some rail belts,
Mess bangers red brogues +1 empathy. Oh, cool. Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and it's nice not having to spend 20 a day.
Mm-hmm. We'll stay
Right,
with the
so-
old lady. We'll stay with the old lady. Have a look at this
Yeah.
equipment anyway.
Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. A portable Harman Wow sheet tape recorder.
Okay, so kind of music that?
Two decks of reel-to-reel tape spinning on empty. So now we've got this cracked glass. Wow, it's a big window.
Yeah, it's pretty actually. Would have been nicer if it's whole.
Yeah,
Because that's meant to be the mother, I take it. That's the
possibly.
king.
Yeah. So what have we got here? In white, silver, and apricot facings, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced, and sad. A dark and radiant majesty. This is Her Innocence Dolores Day.
Oh.
Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
Why not?
Oh, no, not kneel lap. Oh, Jesus. Your knees touch the floor. Yeah, touch, more like go through it. The floorboards are hard and cold. There you kneel among the snowdrifts, diffuse light falling on your hands from beyond the glass.
Sure.
The world is silent, but for the creaks and cracks of the massive wooden structure behind you, it covers you from the wind outside. The ocean feels distant, its ebb and flow blocked off by the centuries-old pinewood sarcophagus around you. In the darkness, you sense her eyes on you, inspecting you with their multicolored glass. It's as if you're a bug under a microscope.
Okay.
And if you open your eyes now, you'll be a chicken.
Okay.
The woman looks down at you kneeling. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There was a sad smile on her lips and a glint in her green-blue eye. Of what? Compassion? Remorse? She acknowledges the passing of someone who is still alive. You. Oh, compassion, remorse, mourning?
See, it's remorse.
As that useless word passes through your mind, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder. Well, let's do the same. Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times. Then you rise from your knees into the apricot-coloured light of the window. Above you, the woman still smiles her distant smile, sundered by the crack in her glass.
So I want 72%.
So we've got 72% visual calculus.
What's the other one? Encyclopedia.
Is 42% evens on Encyclopedia.
Is there anything to thinking encyclopedia or visual calculus?
We should be able to, but maybe talking about Dolores Day may sort of increase those chances as well.
Maybe. Let's try.
I mean, it would increase Encyclopedia slightly. The visual calculus wouldn't be the same. But let's have a look. This is Dolores Day. The old woman in the village was right. He looks around. This must be the Dolorian Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the small Pinewood Church in some records.
Either the place.
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. He lowers his voice. It was built not long after Revachol's founding, 300 or so years ago by first-generation settlers.
What else do you know?
There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they called them, the 7 Sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the Revolution or used for building materials. We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find anything connected to the lynching here. Something else, perhaps. He looks at the machinery lying around. Respectful? Is the lieutenant a follower of DeLoreanism? There it is again. A small pang of guilt. It's time to ask him what happened here.
Do you know why it was abandoned?
I have a theory, yes. And there's a pause, then he continues. There was a police raid a while back. I heard the place was shot to pieces. The old woman in the village was being tactful with us when she didn't mention it. She has more respect for the RCM than many around here. Who conducted the raid? Well, your station was involved, I hear. Although I can't be sure.
You're not sure?
3 precincts were involved in the raid, and people say Precinct 41 was one of them. Oh, Do we remember being here, or do we not remember being here?
I don't remember being there.
I'm pretty sure it was a clandestine operation. I don't know anything more about it. Why it was conducted, or who participated. I try not to pry into extra-district matters. I mean, we're still amnesiac at this point. If I was here, I should find out what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck. You will not get information on the confidential operation from your station secretary by just calling. If you really don't remember, it might be better to keep this one forgotten. It happened a while ago. It's unimportant to our business in Martinez now. Mr. Kim, are you a follower of DeLoreanism? Do you like to get 88 miles an hour to see some serious shit? Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are DeLorean in origin. Well, I didn't think you were spiritual. That's better than just going,
Yeah, can do.
It's not spiritual, it's constitutional. The DeLorean system does not demand faith, only accordance. Okay, so I guess the first thing we'd be looking at is seeing if we've got any autosave.
Encyclopedia. Oh.
Or visual calc.
Yeah.
Let's think. I'm sure we do have visual calc, unless we gave it away because we gave away our googly eyed visor.
Yeah, my bad.
Oh, I accept it as well. No, that's rhetoric. There we go. Some neat office shades.
Oh.
The
No.
commander's jacket. That's +2.
Oh.
The horrific necktie can stay in the inventory. I don't even know why we still got it. Okay, and then we can use the prescription lenses for encyclopedia when we get to that check. So, 92%.
If we fuck this up, it's gonna be.
The only way we could
monumental.
lose is if we get double 1.
Yeah.
That's a 9. That's good. So actually a 9. Oh. Kind of only just... oh, we got... No, 17. We did way better. A jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you, a ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one, and a text, a leitmotif below them both. Who shattered the mosaic? Unknown. Something during the raid the lieutenant mentioned, or just hooligans looking for something to break?
Who's this older woman?
The escutcheon on her throne says Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden Reichsapfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen her Innocence Day advised. Above, she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, Therias, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce all this work in all its dizzying detail.
What does it say?
Below both women, in luminous black letter, Après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau. And then along the left side, Après le monde, le gris. Après le gris, le monde de nouveau. Lieutenant, this used to say after life, death. After death, death, life again. He nods. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This exaltation is common in DeLorean sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM's slogan. No more, however.
Oh.
What's the RCM motto now? Justice, union, prudence, and force. Well, it's not number 4.
Mm.
It's definitely not. I like this. Puts the fear of God back into the. Apparently, there is a thought cabinet option that removes the.
Cool. Maybe? Or 3.
Hmm.
It's 1 or 3 for me.
I think we'll go with 3. So do I. Oh, we've agreed with Kim. Cool. Right. We shall step back. And we'll leave.
And then.
And equip the
Glasses.
big giant glasses. Okay, so. Oh. Hey. Psst. Ooh, me? Yes, you. Word on the street, you're ready to start building communism again. Again? Yeah, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet, but neither has love. Should we just stop building love too?
Really don't know.
Can't argue with that.
Mm.
So, what about all that communism you promised to build? Word on the street is you've woken up from 1,000 years of slumber, promising to erect a version of communism many times greater than any attempted before. Is that true?
How come there's a word on the street?
Well, you gotta stop saying things like down with the bourgeois, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political belief. That kind of stuff. I've said some mildly left-wing things, but none of those. Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence. Don't deny it, you're about to rip it off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that will devour and masticate mankind.
This is getting dark.
Everyone can see that, so tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it? Oh, I'm in. It's another thought cabinet, we could just ignore it. Oh yeah, get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready. Wait, what? Firing squads? You didn't say anything about those. Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few million eggs. Mazovian social economics. People think communism was some crazy idea that had its comeuppance 40 years ago, a fever that shook the world, never to return again. They were right, until he woke up today. A spiritual corpse responsive only to the call of Commodore Red, prostitutes, and Krasmazov. For him, communism is still a thing. He will single-handedly raise the commune of O2 from the oceanic trench where it has been resting, covered in ghosts and seaweed. He is the big communism builder. Come, witness his attempt to rebuild communism in the year 51.
Okay. No.
No, anyway. Encyclopedia. So 72%. It can still fail, but
Okay.
let's do
Guess
it.
we're gonna go.
Yeah, you're right. D, that's 3 rolls in a row. What's happened?
Look at the.
Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is her innocence Dolores Day. The innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men. Well, wait, what exactly is an innocence?
Yeah.
The highest category of historical individual. an embodiment of the world's spirit.
A ruler?
More, an Innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate innocentric rule, should it coincide with our time. An Innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions, they are inevitabilities. Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. I was going to say more. It's like a pope,
Yeah,
sort of.
what would have happened anyway, only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An Innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honour and glory to live when one is in office.
Is one in office now?
No, we are alone. Okay, when did she rule? 300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of this isola, the Inchlindian, by explorers from the continent of Mundi. She is, among other things, the Innocence of interstellar travel and the connected world.
Okay.
What else do I know about her? Many things. You know, she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene the Navigator, Queen of Surisen, modern-day Sur la Clef. Also, that she was gorgeous beyond beauty. She was smoking hot fitty,
Ah,
draped, draped in ancient sadness. Are you sure you want to remember this bit of historic trivia? Standing under a long, slender form like this, dwarfed. Where is this coming from?
mm.
The past. It's a silo of sadness, fermenting. You should keep away. No, you must know. Oh, arguing between 2 pieces of my mind.
At least it's only 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll go with it. Okay, what else? Was she smart? Terribly. Women of the court were expected to play both contact bridge and chess sufficiently well enough to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A similar grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state, a scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost let's try that again. She was an almost
Preternaturally magnetic.
preternaturally magnetic, thank you, and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous.
Why?
It was on her advice that Irene the Navigator sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale. A costly, often tragic endeavour, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on.
So this is her. So she found Revachol.
Hmm. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history, the DeLorean era.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Wow indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest.
Okay.
Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. That is why the lungs are the symbol for love of all. Ugh. This is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the culture of the rail belt.
Ah,
I want more. Would you like to know more?
Mr. Anderson.
As did we all. The lands of Mesk and the Occident and even far away Supramundi, altogether 21 of the 14 mondial nations of the time, immediately accepted Innocentric rule, even before her crowning.
A crowning?
In a city called
I don't think I got this.
Go for it.
Adverpesteris.
Close enough.
Vespra
Messina,
Messina.
her homeland. The name of the city means evening comes, but it happened on a winter's morning with the canals frozen and slush falling out the sky. Oh my god, she's the. Let it go, Ryan.
Yeah.
It was a Frozen joke. She was dressed in a white and pearl dress on an emptied out plaza, with the crowd far away. Already her Therias, the Secret Servicemen of the Innocence, were worried about an assassination attempt. Well, she must have been beautiful.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, she looked like humanity's young mother, a perfect mother, insultingly beautiful. It was as if her face and shoulders and hands were covered in a soft down of underfeathers. You know this well. Very well. Midwinter snow was beating the cobblestones around her. A small attaches of officials stood by as Etherius placed a white gold wreath on her head. The crowning was mostly witnessed by Secret Servicemen.
Somewhat.
One of the men in the Secret Service killed her, 22 years later. A young man who had come to suspect that Dolores Day was not entirely human, but something else.
What?
Something that had walked in our midst, watching us stumble for hundreds, if not thousands of years, until it decided to interfere. Interfere in the course of our history. We were supposed to come up with this ourselves, the man was reported to have screamed at the Innocents. Dolores Day was shot in the chest by a fowling piece 8 times. The man, thought to be insane, said he once touched her, and her body had been unnaturally warm, like a furnace, and that sometimes while on duty he observed her forgetting to breathe for over 10 minutes. This inhuman quality was witnessed by many others as well, glowing lungs and all. It is commonly attributed to mass hysteria and religious psychology.
Is there anything terrifying about her?
Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it, but terrifying. It's a simple word. She was bad for humanity, and you shouldn't have started thinking about her. No. Was there something bad about her? I want to know. You already do. Although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day. Constantly surrounded by Etherias, she was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the Innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaigns she waged against the Mesk state, and then there were the resettlement programs.
What happened?
The Mesk state started to detach itself from Innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Magritte were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity. She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you've ever seen, with green eyes the colour of the Pisantic Mara Integrinum. Little is known of her March's husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her. This subtle terror is part of her iconography. Lieutenant Yefritor, you have been stood there for over 5 minutes. The lieutenant's calm voice echoes in the cold air of the church. What were you thinking of, if I may ask?
I'll let you choose.
Oof. She's beautiful. That she is. A great sacral piece. I wonder what they were doing here, however. He takes his glasses off to clean them. In this church, I mean. The coast in general. We shouldn't linger. This isn't a good place to get lost in. Oof. Oh, reaction speed. Hi. Hey! Her Innocence Dolores Day liked little figurines, right? Liked holding little men between her fingers, remember? What? You have the headless fawn rider figurine? You should give it to her. Win her back. I should, yes. This is a task of mine now. I completely forgot we had that figurine.
Right.
This is so very, very, very nifty. Nifty and mysterious. This is surely what the figurines are for.
Okay.
How do we give it back? Oh, right. Looks like I can't give this figurine to her. Why not? Why? Because she's a
window.
Yeah, because she's a stained glass window. That does seem to be a problem. Maybe you meant something else. What, like what? Is the task still on? I don't know. What are we thinking of? Part of your mind has gone on to other things already. Only a strange little sadness remains. Okay.
That was a thing.
Yeah, I assume there are like other bits of Dolores Day that we can do. So we've spent 52 minutes
In a church.
mainly in the church. So, well, I mean, to be honest, not much has happened, but a lot has happened. My brain is like, we've met.
See.
Okay, we're booting up the mainframe.
Okay.
Yeah, but we've explored a whole church. We spoke to, the Hunchback of Dolores Day, Mother of Silence, Revachol. We've learned about, like you said,
History.
what could be the closest to be considered as the Pope.
Yeah.
I think we've learned a lot about history today, and we've done 3 successful checks in a row.
That's got to be a record.
Aye. So anyway, we might as well wrap this up by looking at the mainframe. A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity. A radio computer, says the lieutenant, stepping closer, and is turned on. He seems cautious around the machine. These machines sometimes harbour traps, he thinks, alarm systems and the like. Let's be careful. We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case. Yes, but what is that strange thing? I mean, do we look at the front of the machine or the back?
Um.
I guess most computers we look at the front, don't we?
Oh, that's if you. Most people.
A radio computer. The lieutenant repeats a little impatiently. We have one down at the station. And before you have time to ask, no, I don't know how to operate it or what it is used for. Let's go. This is the REM Prefect radio computer, a model number RC7024, equipped with the Feld mainframe and RAIM-compatible interim printer. The RAIM Prefect is the governmental version of the most commonly used RAIM Civic model. Although mostly based on the same technology, the RAIM Prefect is equipped with better noise attenuation circuits. Okay, we're investigating it, apparently. You see Viriscent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed.
Play.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static steeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Oh no. It was already glowing and now it's also making a sound. It's probably some alien sealite technology. The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air. Good afternoon, Fortress Accident on Saint Brunet. This is the East Insulidian repeater station 1. Please repeat, is this the personal log? Fortress, oh, this is a human interface, a retired person sitting behind a switchboard somewhere. Fortress Accident. Sounds familiar. The company on whose name the terminal you're currently using has been registered to. Do you have any other information about this company? One moment. You hear her flip through the catalogue before she reads out with studious care. Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says. That's not bad.
And what is that? The intrusive call video game.
The static drowns her response. Any other questions? What's the personal log? The filament you have inserted into the core. Ah, right. Thanks for the explanation. That was a question. Have you inserted it into the core? I don't know. Maybe? Or just, yes.
I'm gonna say maybe.
The old lady sighs as a wave of static distorts her voice to a robotic sprawl. If you are unsure, could you please take a look?
How do I do that?
Open the hatch on the compartment. Don't touch the wires. A current is running through it, but the core is safe. There is a filament inside. I need to know what it's called.
Alright, I'll do that.
Yes. First you have to end this call though, and then you have to call us back. Is there anything else I could do for you meanwhile? We know she's a retired person. We're not asking if she's a fucking machine.
Okay.
Goodbye, Fortress Accident, she says as her voice disappears into a whirl of static. Well, time to look inside. Behind the latch sits a cube-like crisscross of filament, smouldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says in a black marker, Log Feb to March. This is the machine's filament memory. Press play to access its contents.
Okay.
The speaker comes alive, saying blah, 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 blah. I've just looked inside the core, but the tape on the filament just said Log February to March. Good. Please repeat the password. Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer. Maybe he knows something. The lieutenant nods towards Tiago. I don't know the password. Received. I will register this login attempt. That sounds bad. Login attempt. Something a criminal would do. Okay, so as we're up towards an hour,
Okay.
that is our next task. To get the password, to get the computer, and then head back towards the whirling. We will get back there.
I was gonna say press print just to finish the thing off.
Ooh. Okay, we'll press print. Nothing happens.
Oh,
So what we'll do, save the game, not load the game. And
it's more the fact that we did 3 out of 4 options, so it's like, at least finish the freaking computer.
fair enough. But yeah, if you liked what you watched,
Just got through.
yeah, D.
Do the like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell, and all that jazz.
Yeah, and next week we'll try and hack into the mainframe.
Or could do, or we could actually just leave it alone for now.
Yeah, we could. But I mean, the Hunchback might have something to say about that. Anyway.
We need to find out who the other person is first, the girl.
Well, those
Either way,
questions and
next
many
week.
more next week. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.